Hello, I'm Holly, and today I'm going to be doing my August TBR, which means that it is time for another round of Game of Books. For those who don't know, Game of Books is how I pick my TBR each month, and the rules are pretty simple. There's all these different colours which represent different genres, and then I have a jar of prompts, so each time I land on a genre, then I pick a prompt and I match a book that fits both of those things. In July I had a pretty good month, and I've almost completed my Game of Books TBR, so when I'm filming this there's a couple days left of July, and I'm on my last book, Black Leopard, Red Wolf, so I'm hoping to either finish that or get a good chunk through, so that means there are no punishment books for August, which is great, and I think we should just get into it. Hello and welcome to another round of a Game of Books. As always, I'm going to use this little pom-pom to find my starting space. Oh, so that was purple. Okay then, roll number 1. 9. So I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. A fantasy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. A horror, thriller or mystery. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. A horror, thriller or mystery, or a sci-fi, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. A sci-fi. So that's quite a variety, and I think I'm going to go for a horror slash thriller slash mystery because I do have a buddy read this month. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And the prompt for that is pink on the cover. Role number 1 was a horror, thriller or mystery with pink on the cover, and for that I've picked The Changeling by Victor LaValle. I believe that this is mainly a fantasy, but people have categorised it as horror on Goodreads, so I'm counting it for this role. And I don't know that much about this story. From the blurb, it seems like this man is going on this journey across New York to find his wife and his son. The title leads me to believe that there are some magical elements because I believe changelings are kind of fairy children. So I don't know the relevance of that title, but I've heard great things about this book, and I've actually read another book by Victor LaValle, which was The Ballad of Black Tom, and I really enjoyed that one. So I'm very excited to read another book by him. Role number 2. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Fantasy. 1, 2, 3, 4. A historical fiction, or 1, 2, 3, 4. A fantasy. So I think I'm going to go for a fantasy, and I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. And the prompt for that is a borrowed book. Role number 2 was a fantasy, that was a borrowed book, and for this I'm going to be reading A Blade So Black by L.L. McKinney. From what I know, this is an Alice in Wonderland retelling with a black protagonist, and I believe that Wonderland is very dark and Alice actually has to like kill different things, like it's very dangerous. I don't know that much about this one, but again I've heard fantastic things, and I don't know if I've ever read an Alice in Wonderland retelling. I've never read Alice in Wonderland, but I have seen like the more recent film adaptation, which I quite enjoyed. So I don't know what I'm going to think about this one, but when I saw that my library had this as an ebook, I thought it was perfect for this challenge because I've wanted to read it for a really long time. And yeah, another book that I'm really excited to get to. Role number 3. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A classic. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A fantasy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Horror, thriller slash mystery, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A sci-fi. I'm going to go for a sci-fi. And the prompt for that is an author surname N to Z, so within the N to Z range. Role number 3 was a sci-fi with an author surname N to Z, so an author whose surname begins with a letter between N and Z. And for that I've picked Scythe by Neil Shusterman. This is a YA utopian, dystopian kind of thing, set in this world where death has pretty much been eradicated. People can't die through natural causes like illness. And I believe that if you're, say, in like an accident, they can fix you and you don't die. But because of this, there are massive issues with overpopulation. So there are these people called scythes who kill people, basically. And I believe that you're following it too. And I believe that they have to fight each other to get a position as a scythe. I'm not entirely sure, but as I've said for the past 2 books, I've heard absolutely fantastic things about this one. I think this might be one of the most hyped books on BookTube. So many people have read this book, so many people absolutely love it. And I know that the last book in this trilogy, came out, was it last year? I'm sure that one came out pretty recently, in say the last year or so. And I know that one's had pretty mixed reviews, but I still am really excited to start this series. And I hope that I really enjoy this one. Roll number 4. 4.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Classic.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Historical fiction. I'm going to go for a rainbow. We haven't done one of them in a while. And the prompt for that is Goodreads Choice Awards. For roll number 4, I landed on a rainbow square, and these are kind of special prompts, so they're not genre related, and for this I got Goodreads Choice Awards. So one of my goals for 2020 was to read all the books in the top fantasy and the top YA sci-fi and fantasy categories for the Goodreads Choice Awards. But I just don't think that's going to happen. I was intending to borrow a lot of books from my library, and obviously the library's closed, so I just don't think I'm going to read them all. But there were still a couple of books that I really want to get to, and one of them is Middle Game by Shauna Maguire. This, I believe, is kind of a sci-fi fantasy following these 2 twins, Roger and Dodger, who have been genetically engineered, and they kind of have like godlike powers. And the man who's like raised them wants to use their power to ascend to godhood. I'm not entirely sure, but I have wanted to read this book for so long. I know that Kayla from Books and Lala absolutely loves this book. She's always raving about it and wanting everyone to read it. And the cover just speaks to me. There's something really like dark about this cover. I have read some other books by Shauna Maguire. I've read Every Heart a Doorway, and most of that series, I think I'm a 1 or 2 behind in that one right now, but I've loved the ones that I've read so far. A lot of them have been 5-star reads for me, so I think that I could really, really love this book. And yeah, I'm very happy to have got it onto this month's TBR. And finally, roll number 5. 9.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Another rainbow.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
A fantasy.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
A horror, thriller or mystery.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
A fantasy. I think I'm going to go for a fantasy, and we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 9. We'll go there. And the final prompt Oh dear. Lowest rated on Goodreads. And then roll number 5, the last roll this month for Game of Books, was a fantasy that was the lowest rated on Goodreads. So that means that I go onto my Goodreads page, I've got most of the books on my own TBR on that, and then I just rank them lowest to highest rating. And the lowest rated book that I currently own that I haven't read was Infinity Sun by Adam Silvera. Now, I have never read any Adam Silvera. There are a couple of his books that I'm really interested in, such as They Both Die at the End. I've heard fantastic things about that one, but I haven't heard fantastic things about this one. This was kind of just like, I saw it in Asda and it was a couple of pounds and I was like, oh, I've heard of Adam Silvera. The cover looks interesting. It's his first foray into fantasy and I love fantasy, so I thought, oh, this is going to be a winner. But ever since I've got it, the reviews have started coming in and they haven't been that positive. I think its average rating is about 3.2 something stars, so pretty low. And yeah, I don't know if I'm going to enjoy this. I believe that this is like an urban fantasy following these two people, two brothers thrown into an epic war. I have absolutely no idea. But yeah, I don't think I'm going to enjoy this. No, I've got to be positive. I might enjoy this book. It might just really click with me. Some books I feel aren't popular with the majority, but I've actually enjoyed them. I think I did a whole video looking at the lowest rated books that I've read, and some of them were rated pretty low, but I ended up giving them like a 4-star or something. So I do think I could enjoy this. I'm going to keep my expectations pretty low. But yeah, that is the last book on my Game of Books TBR. Now, there are also a couple of other books that I also want to get to in August, and as my TBR is pretty small, I think that's quite manageable. I can put a couple on top. So the first one I have is Assassin's Quest by Robin Hobb. This was kind of an extra book I was hoping to get to in July, but it's very, very thick, and I'm reading Black Leopard, Red Wolf by Marlon James, which is quite a chunky book too, so there's just no way that I can read those two like back to back and finish them before the end of the month. So I'm reading this for the Elderling Along, hosted by Becca in the Books. She's going through Robin Hobb's expansive catalogue of books, and this was the one for, was it June and July? So I will be a little late. I'm hoping that the live show isn't until like the first weekend or second weekend or something in August, so I will have time to read this. But this is the third and final book in the Farseer trilogy, which follows a boy called Fitz, who is the bastard son of the prince. When Fitz is a young boy, his grandfather on his mother's side takes him to the keep and says his father needs to take responsibility for him. We don't want to look after him anymore. But before Fitz even meets his father abdicates his position, and Fitz ends up getting raised by the stable master, and then he becomes enlisted by the king to become an assassin. I've absolutely loved this series so far. There's something really comforting, and I just love being in this world and spending time with these characters. And the second book ended on quite a cliffhanger, so I'm very intrigued to see how this story continues into this book. So yeah, I'm very, very excited to get to this. And then the final book on my August TBR is The Circle by Dave Eggers. I'm actually buddy reading this with a subscriber, so I'm very excited to do that. I've never buddy read a book before, and I don't know that much about this book. I think it follows this girl who goes to work for this tech company, and she's really enjoying it, but then there are all these like darker secrets that she stumbles upon. I'm not entirely sure, but I'm very, very excited to buddy read a book and look more into like the thriller genre. I believe that this does have thriller elements, and that is something that I want to look more into because I haven't really read that many thrillers, and I never really loved any of the thrillers that I've read, so I'm hoping that I'm going to love this one. And yeah, that is my TBR for August. Have you read any of these books? What did you think about them? And I hope you've enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching, and to everyone out there, stay curious. Bye!